My name is Rachel. I am a senior here studying biomedical engineering, and I've been in Rhythm and Ruse for 3 years.
I'm Alexa. I've been in the group for 5 years. My name is Lindsay Shook, and I have been in Rhythm and Ruse for 4 years.
My name is Taylor Mills, and I am a first year choral conducting master's student, and this is my 4th and final year with the Ruse.
I sang a cappella before I came here, and I knew that I needed to be in a group, so I tried out right away. I just remember seeing like Matt Webb's face and like Danny, which obviously I didn't know at the time, but just some of those key members, even Jeff I was intimidated by, but I was like, okay, I'm doing okay, like they're smiling, they're nodding.
Yeah, I think from Pitch Perfect. Yeah. Yeah, I think I watched that and then I was like, I didn't know that was a real thing. I looked up a cappella groups on Google and to see if the University of Akron had one. And then I found this one and started watching the videos.
I actually heard of Rhythm and Ruse through my freshman roommate at the time. She was in choir for a single semester, and she told me like, hey, there's some a cappella groups on campus. I know that you were in show choir and stuff in high school. Like, I think I'm gonna audition for them. Do you want to come with me? And I said, I don't know about that. Like, I'm not sure what I want to do yet. And she was like, okay. And it came to the day of the auditions, and she was like literally heading out our room, and she was like, hey, I'm going to these auditions, like, do you want to come? And I was like, yeah, I guess I should. Like, I need to be involved in something on campus, and I like singing, whatever, we'll see what happens. So me and a couple of my friends ended up going to the auditions. I auditioned. I was actually the only one of my friends to get a call back, and then I got in.
I first heard about the group when I was a freshman, and I really wanted to audition, but I was really nervous, and so I chickened out. And so then the spring of my freshman year, me and a buddy, Chris Coma, were like, okay, we're gonna audition for Ruse together, and we have to hold each other to it. And then he auditioned, and I did not because I chickened out again, and he got in the group. And so I kept going to concerts and stuff, and I just saw how much fun the group was having. So finally, after watching the fall concert my sophomore year, I just watched how much fun the Ruse were having on stage, and I knew I needed to be a part of it. And so I went up to Jeff Boggs and I was like, Jeff, please tell me you guys are having auditions in the spring. And he's like, nope. And I said, okay, so when can I get involved? And he said, we have auditions at the beginning of the fall semester. And I auditioned, and I never looked back.
Opening day, when they were just like welcoming everybody into the group, we went to the White House and we did a little campfire and like got to know each other, and we all sat down to kind of introduce ourselves and kind of like say stuff about ourselves and like something they don't know about us. And one of the things I said, 'cause I was really shy back then with groups, so I kind of warned them. I'm like, it kind of takes me, like, I could put a time to it, like it takes me probably 2 or 3 months to like fully open up. And like their response was so cute because they're just like, okay, like we can wait, like that's no worries, like
We have time.
yeah.
Something that I really held on to was like the bus rides that we did to ICCA, because I never really had an experience like that in high school. Like I had with sports, but I sometimes felt left out, you know, the cool kids sit in the back and whatever. But it was never really like that with us. Everybody kind of jumped seats, we played games, we sing, you know, each other's audition songs, stuff like that. I just thought that was so like pure and just what you see in the movies, like, you know, on the way to camp or whatever, like that's what we were doing and we were having fun. Definitely one of the first like memories I have of being in Ruse is our trip to Cincinnati. My freshman year, one of the a cappella groups down there had asked us to come sing at this showcase or something, and I was like incredibly nervous for this gig because I'd been in Ruse for just a couple months at this point. And I was like, okay. I was very hesitant about it, but I was like, the whole group's going. I can't be the only one who doesn't go. Like, I have no reason not to. So we go the whole way down to Cincinnati, and we were shoved in random houses to stay, and we ended up singing. It was fine. We met some other a cappella groups, but that was probably the first time that I got to really know everyone in Ruse, because it was the first time I'd spent like an extended period of time with everyone, and I was like, yeah, this is it. Like, I'm gonna love it here.
My favorite moments are, I love rehearsal, but my favorite moments are outside of rehearsal and like going and getting food before or after rehearsal, or having game nights, or staying up late and talking to another Rue, or just going on a spontaneous road trip to go get canes, and all of those little moments.
You had, tried out for Rhythm and Ruse a few times.
Yeah.
Like, what kept you coming back? Like, you were obviously like meant to be here and meant to be in this group. But what kept you coming back?
Just seeing the group during gigs, I mean, it always looked really fun, and I always just wanted to sing just with a group for fun and to kind of learn something as well. So first time I didn't make it, I said no biggie. There were some really good people who auditioned, so I figured I had a shot with the second time because I already kind of went through the process. But then the third time was like really because like a few people reached out to me saying like they really wanted me to join.
Probably my third year, like after we got new members, I just felt like the energy of the group changed in a good way. Like I felt like we all kind of had like just this high energy. Like we all just wanted to be around each other and stuff like that. And I think that like was really when I felt like the most that I fit in, and I felt like we all liked each other equally. Like we did do a little cliques here and there, which you'll have, but I felt like this is like that year I really was like, I belong in this group, and I have found like my people. I've found best friends for the rest of my life.
Rhythm and Ruse is such a diverse and unique group in that we are just continually learning from each other. I mean, we're truly a family, but not every family always gets along. Families fight, families argue, but the good families forgive, and they learn from each other, and they move on, and they learn how to love.
Yeah, definitely my retreat freshman year. I mean, freshman year is an adjustment period for everyone, just being away from home, being away from family. And I'm 2 hours from home and in a different state, so I didn't know anyone coming to Akron. And being at retreat finally felt like the first place that I had like a group of people I could go to, because I was going through a lot freshman year and it was a little messy, but I knew that I could talk to Ruse about anything going on in my life, and they were going to be there to support me and give me advice and kind of lead me in the right direction. I don't know, you guys felt so much more knowledgeable than I was my freshman year.
We weren't. We made it
You
up.
seemed to know what was going on.
I think it really occurred when we only had practices online, and we tried everything possible to kind of try to stay together as a group. And even though we weren't able to do like our retreat and everything, we did these phone calls and we didn't answer them. We left voicemails for people, and I think that's almost better than the notes we've done in the past, because I have a phone voicemail that's saved now of like people expressing to me like their moments of gratitude when they knew when I was going through a hard time. So I knew right then that they were really, really important to me.
I still have one more year left in my degree. The Ruse were gracious enough to allow me to continue even into my master's studies. So I actually graduated with my undergraduate degree last spring, but because of COVID, I decided to stay in the group for one more year. So I'll still be around for one more year, and then hopefully onto the professional music world.
I'm really wanting to travel. Might make an online presence with myself, like some influencing. I just, wherever life takes me, I want to keep singing, but I'm not sure, what that looks like for me. Maybe I'll do a little mini a cappella group, or I don't know. I'm really open to anything, but right now I'm just going with the flow of life.
So next, I'm going to be going to grad school at University of Pittsburgh. I have always had a passion for engineering and for helping people at the same time. I kind of debated like doctorate, med school, all that stuff, but I really had a passion for like being creative. So I'm going to grad school for prosthetics and orthotics. So that way I'll be able to do some residencies, take my exam, and become a certified prosthetist and orthotist. So one day I will actually be able to help amputees fit themselves with a socket, get their prosthesis, orthosis, whatever they need to perform whatever daily functions, whatever they feel will bring joy to their life is something I'm able to help out with.
I'm currently part-time at the Rittenauer Group in Twinsburg. They're like a small construction-based company with a little bit of design on the side, and I'll be starting full-time there sometime after graduation. I'd have to say my advice is don't be scared to jump in with both feet, because I was. I spent kind of my first, I'd say, year and a half of Ruse just being very skeptical. Not that I didn't love hanging out with you guys, but I didn't jump in with both feet, and I wish that I did. I definitely tried to make more of it this year, of hanging out with people outside of rehearsal and going out to dinner with people, and so I've gotten to know them a lot better this year, but I wish I would have done it sooner.
The group is gonna change, like, the longer you're in it. It's never gonna be the same 2 years in a row, and I would say, like, don't let that scare you, because I felt like the first year I was like, I don't know if I can be in this group, like, I don't know if I fit in, you know. You're trying to find your way, and then you find people, and then those people graduate, and then you're like, okay, now do I fit in again, you know. So I would just say, like, make the most of the group that's with you right then, because those same people will never be in the group again. It's just gonna be you guys, and that's your year, your moment. So just make the best out of what you have, like, right then, live in the moment.
Being the person that took 3 tries to get in the group, like, sometimes it's not the right place or right time for you, and whatever you're determined for, to keep pushing for that, because if you're determined, other people will see it, and it helps keep you moving forward too. So fear is good in that as well. If you're afraid you're not able to do it, that's something to help motivate you in a way as well.
If you're not currently in Ruse, join as soon as you can, because I wasted way too much time just fiddling my thumbs like, oh, I really want to be in it, but I'm too scared to audition. Just do it. I mean, the worst thing that happens is maybe you don't get in the group, but then you try again and you try again, and if you're meant to be in this group, you will be in this group, and it'll happen for sure. And for current members of the group, don't hold back. I mean, give it everything that you have, because one day it'll be gone.
I would just like to say that each member of Rhythm and Ruse in the past 5 years has shaped my entire college experience. I would not be the person I am without being in this group. It has taught me leadership, strength, and mostly friendship that I didn't know that I could have. And just thank you guys for always, always, always being there with me and for me.
Thank you for all the fun memories, all the good times, helping me grow from a young adult to now moving forward into being a full adult. I'm going to cherish a lot of memories with this group, a lot of things I've grown with as this group. You've given me a lot of joy and a lot of hope that there are plenty of good people out there who are willing to support you and share joy with you. So thank you.
I just want to say a big thank you to the Ruse. I know I might not say it a lot, and I know I'm not always around all the time, but you guys mean a lot to me. Sorry. But I honestly don't know what my college experience would have been without you guys. You were my escape. I knew that I could always rely on you guys, and you would be there for me. Even if I don't talk to you all the time, I could call up any of you at any time, and I know you would pick up the phone. So just a big thank you to you guys for being a part of my experience at Akron. And yeah, I can't thank you guys enough, and I love you.
Goodbye, Ruse. I love you so much.